Hey guys, it's Arcade and I'm back with another tutorial, and in this one we are going to be sampling some hip-hop tracks and we are going to do it legally. And that brings me to this site called Truglip.com, and it's a site that has like thousands upon thousands of songs that you can sample, and then you can license the sample within a few clicks, and basically you can release the song throughout the label. So it's a really cool idea, especially for hip-hop, but you can also sample tracks for any other genre. And it's been used by some big names in the music industry. For example, J. Cole recently used one of the samples from here, and basically you just have normal tracks here, from really old tracks to the present day. For example, you can even sample Mozart and some of his work if you want to. So yeah, the tracks go way back. There's a lot to choose from, so check out the link in the description. It's free to sign up, and if you use my link you'll get an extra free song. Anyway, so let's browse some tracks. As you can see, there is one that's for free right now, and it's this one. So yeah, you can play them, preview them. Some of the tracks even have stems, so you can check out each individual track in the song. So you have backing vocals, lead vocals, Rhodes, everything separately.
So many other girls.
And you can also search based on genre, the key of the song, the type of the track, BPM and year when it was released. It's definitely a really cool thing for anyone who is interested in sampling.
A rich man's world.
So I'm sure just listening to these you already get some ideas of how you could use the sample. And I already actually chose the track that I'm gonna sample in this video, and it's this one. And so I already bought it. If you buy it, it costs €2. So you just add to cart and buy it just like a regular song. And then if you want to license it, as you can see, this one costs €50 to license. And once I have the license, I could actually release the track. So yeah, that's Truglip. Check it out, link will be in the description below. Now let's actually get started sampling the song that I chose. The song name is Believe What I Say by Charlene PM. And here's the WAV file that I bought for €2. And basically I want to sample the first part of this song, so I'm gonna cut the rest, and I'm gonna show you a few sampling techniques you can use and how to make it work. So I'm just gonna... So I think we can cut here and then cut like this, and we have only this part. And now click on this little icon here and choose Make Unique as Sample. And now we only have this part to work with, so we don't have to worry about the rest of the song. It's gone. It will just be easier to work with this part. So the next thing we should do is change the BPM to 86, which is the BPM of the original track. And we can also see that on the side, it says it right here, and it says the key as well. So change the BPM so it's a bit easier to work with the sample, and then add Fruity Slicer. And we could just manipulate the sample manually with the slice tool and just like kind of move it around, chop it up and stuff like that. But I actually prefer using Fruity Slicer, which we can add right now. Go to Add and choose Fruity Slicer. If you don't have it here, just go to More Plugins and find it here, and just click on the check mark, and you should then have it over here. So let's put it in our channel rack, and it looks like this. Then double click the sample we created and drag it onto the Fruity Slicer icon here. And now, as you can see, it created the slices, and we can play it in piano roll. Now, one of the things I like to do is choose Play to End, which lets us play the whole sample so it doesn't cut off as the slice ends, but it continues. Also, I like to reset this stretching option, which sometimes can be helpful. It basically stretches the samples so they fit the BPM better, but usually it just kind of makes the samples a bit glitchy and stuff. So you can play around with this, but let's just reset it. And then we have the pitch, if we want to, pitch the sample up or down. In the top left corner, you can see how much you are pitching it up or down. Make sure to stay within the hundreds, because if you just do 140, then that's kind of a non-existent key, which could mess up the rest of the sounds. If you put like a bass in it, it would be kind of out of tune. So make sure to stay within hundreds, and basically 1200 means it's 1 octave down, and 100 means it's 1 key down. So yeah, we can do like minus 200. Now, if you are not happy with the way it sliced the beat, you could actually manually change it. Just click on this icon and go to Open in Edison. Now you can click this, Auto Slice, and choose Medium Auto Slicing. And basically it did the same thing as before, but now you can actually manually change some of these. So if you want to move the marker, it might actually move all of them. And to get rid of this, just deselect this icon right here, and you can move each marker by itself. And so we could fix this and make it snap to the actual beginnings of the samples properly. It usually does a pretty good job, but sometimes it's a bit off. So yeah, you can adjust it manually if you want to, and then basically you just drag this icon on top of Fruity Slicer again, and the slices will be adjusted. Anyways, now comes the fun and frustrating part, and that's making the actual sampled melody or something like that. So as you can see, we can play all the slices and just and we could pretty much make some melodies. So basically now it's time to just play around with this. It's a lot of trial and error, and you can always just adjust some of the slices to fit you better. And I already done this part, so I'm gonna skip to it right now. So here's the slice sample and the melody that I created with it. And then a second part has the same start, but then we change. So yeah, that's kind of how I decided to sample this song, and it's a really simple technique, but the most important part is just playing around with the slices and make sure to just kind of create something that sounds good. Now let's put some effects on the sample. I decided to put sound grider on it, just to kind of compress some of the frequencies and stuff to make it a fuller sound. Then I deleted the low frequencies because I want to have a separate bass that I will create, and I put a bunch of reverb on it with 0.7 decay. That helps each slice to kind of merge into the other one more naturally. Then it sounds like this. And that's pretty good. Now let's move on to the bass. For the bass, I'm using Scarby Rickenbacker bass from Kontakt, which is my favorite acoustic bass. You could use anything. Even a Boo bass in FL Studio is pretty good, but since I have this option, I like to use this. And when creating the bass, you can either try to stay true to the original bass. You could even not delete the original and just keep it in there. But I like to create my own bass. So if you listen to the original cut sample, you can see some of the bass notes. But of course, I decided to delete them later, and I created this melody. And just kind of play both things together to get a good idea of if you are putting in the right notes. So yeah, I thought that was pretty good for the bass. Now for the drums. I have this really basic beat. So this kick, this snare, and this hi-hat. Also, for the kick, I made a rhythm like this, where we have this one that's a little bit offbeat, and also lower the volume of it, so it sounds like a real drum. In the second repetition, I have one more kick here. Really basic, but it works. And also, I have this hi-hat loop to give some more energy to the whole beat. And together it sounds like this. Make sure to find some good samples for the drums. Anyway, so that's our beat right there. Now let's move a bit forward and I'm gonna show you the finished beat and a few more things that I decided to do. So here we are with the finished beat. So we have the sample, we have the drums, we have the bass that I showed you. But I decided to actually start the song with the full sample, just like this.
I wish I know right from the start.
So I take my sample from Traglip and I search for, because I knew there are some vocals and I wanted to start with the vocal. So I go like over here. So I really like to start the song with the actual sample, with the actual song, and it's still like pitched down by 200. But yeah, that's how I start the song. It's kind of a chill old song, and then we get into the more new hip hop sample song. Then I also layer another part of the song right here. And to separate the two, I use this from Kashmir Spec. So because of the song just repeats itself, I wanted some part that will separate the two, and that's why I created this little part right here. So again, I went to the sample, I just play around with the slices again and created this rhythm. And I also added these kind of acoustic drums, just to kind of change the vibe of the song in the middle and go back to the like chill, kind of a romantic beat, I suppose. And then we are off back to the cut beat. Anyway, so that's what I did with the sample. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Now I'm gonna play the whole song. So enjoy.
I wish I know right from the start. A man like you shouldn't have been trusted with my heart.
And yeah guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it and learned something new. I really do enjoy sampling stuff and it's not the hardest thing to do. So the technique I told you is pretty basic, but it's what you can do with it that is important and how you can use it. So thank you to Traglip for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check it out. It's free to sign up, and as I said, right now there's a free track as well that you can test out. Link will be below in the description. And as always, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.